Okay. Hi, everyone. I feel like I have to say it. We tried to do this yesterday and it didn't work, and so we're repeating it. So, but we wanted to just take some time to do a little get to know your coaches, get to know your new cheer coach, Miss M. And so we're just going to go around and kind of introduce ourselves. We'll talk a little bit about our experience, and then we just have like a question for each other that we will ask. So we're just going to jump right in and not take too long. So I'll start. So my experience is that I started dancing in high school at Washington with Miss A as a freshman, and I started taking studio classes summer of my sophomore year, I think, and I continued that until I graduated high school. And then my senior year, I didn't do cheer, and we didn't have pom when I was in high school. So this was way back in 2007. Miss A was just talking. I was a peer tutor for one of the beginning classes. She was talking about starting pom, and I was like, hey, do you need an assistant coach? And she was like, sure. So that's how I started coaching, and I coached for 3 years. And then I got married, and we moved to San Jose, California. I taught dance at a studio there. I was the assistant manager for the studio, and then we moved back in 2016, and I just kind of started like coming back to practices and hanging around. And then that following, like the summer of 2017, I came back to coaching, and I have been back coaching ever since. So this year, Miss A is ready to take a break or, just kind of back out. She's been coaching straight for 13 years, and she's built up this wonderful program. So I will be taking over as head coach this year and coaching with Miss Holberg. And yeah, that's how I got here today.
Cool. So I'll fill in the gaps from there. So most of you guys know that me and Miss Peterson are sisters. We just don't have the same last name anymore. I know I always take my glasses off so you can get the full effect. So while I was in high school, I was a freshman when she was a senior. So when she graduated, that's when her first year of coaching, and the first year we had pom. So I was on pom for those 3 years in high school. And then it just worked out kind of conveniently that when she moved to San Jose, I graduated. And so I started coaching the year right after I graduated. And I've been coaching pom ever since. So this is my 11th year coaching pom, which is insane. And then last year I started helping with cheer as well. And I'm just going to continue helping with cheer. I'll be the assistant for both teams, kind of helping Miss M out with our traditions. But I'm super excited to have her on board because she sounds like she's going to make things awesome. So Miss M, you can go ahead and introduce yourself too.
So there's kind of a running theme between all three of us, and I think last year was the same deal, but we are all Washington graduates. So my cheer journey started well before I reached high school. I started doing competitive cheer at the age of 4. So that involved going to gymnastics practices and doing like little team tumbling and team stunts. And so by the time we were at the 12 to 14 age group, we were doing some really intricate stunting and some intricate team stuff. And so that was the extent of my cheer. Then I moved to Arizona. I started attending Washington High School. And so from there, I stopped cheering and I kind of moved into a different direction with my life, did some Bosnian folk dancing, was interesting. And then I started coaching because I had just started at my new job at Alhambra High School. And I went to a football game and saw the cheerleaders sitting in the bleachers. And I went to go talk to them. They told me their coach had just quit and they had no coach. I'm like, well, now you do. And so I started coaching, and then I applied at Washington to teach this upcoming school year, and there happened to be a coaching position, and so here we are. I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome. We are super excited to have you. I mean, me and Tracy.
Yes, and everybody, I'm sure.
I just speak for us. Okay, cool. So then I will go ahead and ask my first question. My little interview question is, if you were not coaching or teaching, what would you be doing instead?
I think, yeah. So for me, I am in with Miss Peterson, with you, a little adult dance, contemporary dance company on the side. I would love to do more dance stuff, more performance type stuff. Before I had become a teacher, I was debating where to go with my life, and I was debating between teaching or computer programming. So I might like to one day learn more about that. I definitely would have considered that as my path. Glad I ended up in teaching, but that was one of them.
Cool.
So I totally different than teaching, but I'm really fascinated with like interrogations and negotiations and like communication among people and developing relationships. So I always thought about going into the FBI and being a negotiator. And I think it'd be so cool to like have a gun on you and like, you know, be that person. So I've done some competitive shooting in the past. And so I thought that'd always be
Cool.
but then I saw their physical test and you need to do pull-ups. So that's never going to happen.
I don't know if
that'd be a lot of fun.
That's so cool. Oh, me. Okay. I forgot I had to answer too. If I were not coaching dance, or I work from home too, just doing some admin stuff, or coaching pom, I would be a doula still. I did it for a little while, and so a doula is just a person who supports women in labor. I'm not the midwife, like I'm not the doctor that does the stuff. I'm just the mom and the husband support. And I did it for a while and I loved it. I'm super passionate about that side of women's health and empowering women that way to make those really informed choices and just have the care they want, the experience they want for their birth. But it's also really hard being on call 24 hours a day and being like, see you later, family. I might not be back till tomorrow or whenever. So maybe later in my life, I'll be able to get back to that. But that's what I would be doing if I didn't have all these other restrictions. So yeah.
Well, cool. I will ask my question next. So what is your favorite part about coaching?
Okay. Me, I think? Okay.
Sure.
I will go. My favorite part is starting a season with like a group and kind of, I think I refer to it as like kind of like a lump of clay. Like they're kind of unrefined technique. And I mean, even with the returners, there's always improvement. And whenever there's new people coming in, there's a new opportunity to build relationships and solidify that team as a team. And so seeing that go from beginning to end and being able to be a part of that process is really, really cool. I like looking back to remember where did we start at the end of the season and being like, oh, look where we are, look what we've done. It's just really, really, really awesome to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love that. So my like love of coaching also stems from like the beginning of the year and then getting to see the progress. But I also think that there's a lot of progress that happens on campuses when you have a really, really strong spirit line. And so the school that I was at had very little spirit. We didn't even have a cheer coach. And so I love watching the spirit on campus grow. And I think that the best way to grow campus spirit is through cheer and pom. And so much as I love watching those huge changes and going from, barely being able to get into an extension to having beautiful stunts, I also really love just watching like the purple sweep across the school. So that's a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Right. And for me as well, same. I love those two concepts also. But I do love building the relationships with the kids and seeing them work together as well, just in a different, I tend to have several of them in my classes, and it is different to see them outside, seeing their brains work differently and cooperating and working together and getting to build that relationship with them too is a really fun part of coaching.
nice.
Okay. I just realized it's my turn. Okay. So my question to you ladies is, what do you think makes a quality team? I said tier.
Cheer team, right.
Cheer team. Pom team.
Tier.
There we go. Tier. Good word.
I guess I can go. I think being able to, having everybody be dedicated on the same level really makes a difference. It's tough, and that was something for me I experienced in high school. When one person is really dedicated and there are people who are on the team but don't want to work as hard or don't take it as seriously, it can really be difficult, cause some tension, as well as we can't quite reach the level that we might want to. So when everybody has the same passion for it, I think that really makes a great team.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think it's almost right in that same vein. It's that, you know, we have high expectations for technique. We want the people that, you know, have the skills to what am I trying to say? To oh my gosh, my brain is blanking. To just keep up, to be able to keep up with those expectations, of course. But we can build that. We can't really build your attitude. I mean, we can help and we can facilitate and we can be that model and but I mean, if you're not gonna come with that, if you don't have like a unified vision with us, with what we want for the team and for the, you know, for the group, it's really hard to get much accomplished. So so I think it really takes having a clear goal and a clear vision for the team for that year, and then working to keep that unity around achieving that goal. Because yeah, we can practice technique. We can get your kicks higher. You can get your jumps higher. That's the easy stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree. I think we talked yesterday about how there's some people that go into POM and cheer because they have a lifelong passion, like this is what you've done, or you enter high school and you're like, you know, this is a challenge I want to take on. And some of us join because you think the uniform's cute.
Yeah.
That's not like, you could love the uniform and also love the sport,
Right.
but if you're only doing it for the uniform, we're never going to have a good team. And so I think one of the big things that ties all of this together is the communication and the building relationships. And I'm a really big proponent, and you will see this as we start the season, in talking things out and having conversations and developing those relationships, because at the end of the day, we spend lots of time together every week. It's like 10 plus hours, and we need to like each other. And if we don't like each other, we at least need to get along. And so I think the communication is really the key to a successful team, because like we said, you can learn how to be a better cheerleader, how to be a better pommy. You can learn the jumps, the kicks, but if you don't have the attitude and you don't have the dedication or the communication skills, we're never going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Well said.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for giving more time to get this video again. I'm glad
all this time.
Yeah.
And I think I saw that you posted a little Q&A on Instagram for your cheerleaders. So those of you watching, go think of some questions and ask. She's going to answer them on Friday. So
yes,
send some questions. Or if you want to say a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a Q&A on Friday. I think that the question portion is going to close in like an hour, but if you have any other questions, you are more than welcome to message them to me. And then this Friday, I'm going to get onto a live stream or try, and I'm going to answer all those questions for you. I've also started to post kind of a budget list of what to expect.
That's right.
For what the upcoming season is. I've included the cost of a duffel bag and 2 pairs of practice shorts, because we will have not a practice uniform, but a practice dress code, so that we all look uniform while we're practicing. So I think that's important. So I have that all as well. And if you want the actual links, I'm more than happy to email them to you. So just,
Cool.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say bye, I guess.
Yes, we can wrap this up. Bye.
Bye.